Let's get ready to rock. Rocking us every week is the Seaside Band. Thank you, guys. All right, hold up your lighters because holding the light today is Carolyn Holder, serving as the spiritual vortex for this service and beyond. So I've got a question for you guys. What does hot dogs, volleyball, and a Madonna look-alike contest have in common? That is correct. I did not plant these people, but we are having a fabulous picnic right after this service in the park over west. There's going to be food, there's going to be fun, and there's going to be fellowship. So if you're into those 3 F's, I suggest you hang out and celebrate with us. Educationally, Friday, August 30th, we're going to have an event that honors the Persian mystic Rumi, and it's going to involve spoken word, it's going to involve yoga, it's going to involve meditation, and delicious Persian food. And this is a benefit that will benefit an orphanage and school in Nepal. So come, enjoy a powerful rumination about Rumi. Next is, I haven't seen her, but Ellen Rice, are you still? Yes, great. Would love to have you come up and talk a little bit about what's going on with the congregant care. Ellen Rice.
Good morning. You know, I was so honored by when Reverend Christian asked me to do congregant care. And does anybody know what congregant care is? I don't either, but we're finding out. There are so many things that fall under that category. And basically, if you look around you and see an empty chair, and do you wonder, who's not here today? You know, there's so many people that have something going on in their life, and they don't ask for help. And so we don't know that something is going on. So we need to know if you have a problem or something that you need to have, to give us a call so that we can pray for you, so that we can find help for you. I was driving to St. George, Utah, to my son's house, and my telephone rang, and when I answered it, it was someone calling, and they said, I understand you're in charge of congregant care, and I need a ride to my doctor's office. And I said, well, I'm up here halfway between Las Vegas and St. George, Utah, in the middle of the desert, but if you call the office and ask for David, I bet you he can find you a ride. And he did. So, you know, it doesn't make any difference. I said, if you're listening to somebody and they're talking to you and they have something going on, you can be congregant care. You can listen to them. You can tell them to call the office, and we can help. So I'm trying to build a team. And so I'll be in the back of the family room there after service. And if you have any ideas of what we can do to help other people, just come and talk with me, because I'm trying to get a team and get together and we find out what we can do to help our own family right here at Seaside. Thank you.
Now, if you haven't already done so, please save October 5th, because that is the evening of the Seaside Silver Celebration. Seaside is celebrating its 25th anniversary. How about that? And we're having a big gala, and that is going to happen at the Loma Santa Fe Country Club. Tickets are on sale now. There's a table in the family room, and if for some reason you're going to miss this, we're going to miss you, but you can contribute, because you can take out an ad in the program, you can contribute to the silent auction, so there's lots of opportunities to celebrate this gala. Upcoming classes, also you could save the date for September 17th. Foundations is going to be taught by our Reverend Christian. Essential Earnest Homes will be taught by Catherine Economo. and there'll be several more great classes coming up. Are you a gardener? And if so, maybe you don't have land or enough room at your house, maybe you don't get enough sun. Well, we get plenty of sun up here behind the children's school, and there are a couple plots left that if you're interested in having your own garden, it's a great opportunity to connect and create a community-like feeling. So look in the program and you can see how to get involved with the particular garden. So right now what I'd like you to do is stand up, greet your neighbor, and remain standing.
All right, please remain standing. Time for our congregational song. This morning we're singing, "Woo hoo hoo, the Spirit of God is upon me." Yes, it is.
Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa,
That's right.
Spirit of God is upon me. Whoa. I used to think that I had to. I used to think that I should. Scripture told me that I had to be good.
Better be good.
But now I love 'cause I want to. I love 'cause I'm free. Blinded by the Spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me.
Yes, it is.
Oh, Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Oh, don't need any prodding. Don't need any law. Want to say with all my heart, go of my burden. Loving God has made me free. Blinded by the Spirit. The Spirit of God is upon me. Yes, it is. Whoa, the Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Whoa. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, Spirit of God is upon me. 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 Whoa, I thought it was my duty. Thought it was my job. Somewhere I believe the loving God will be hard.
No way.
The loving God is wonderful. Loving God is ecstasy.
Yes, it is.
Thank God for my freedom. To tell you that the Spirit of God is upon me.
Yes, it is.
Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh, the Spirit of God is upon me. Oh.
Yes, it is.
Hey, it is. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Hey, welcome everyone to Seaside, where we do retro today. Here it is. We've asked everyone to come dressed in their 80s attire, which is hard to believe that's retro. I mean, 60s, 70s, but 87, I don't know. It just seems like yesterday, actually. But band was sharing, they didn't remember too much of it, so we'll show them how to do it. Anyway, want to welcome you on your spiritual path. Anybody who's here for the first time, I want you to understand we don't actually dress like this every week. But it is definitely a spiritual community where we have fun celebrating the Spirit. There's enough seriousness in life where it is wonderful to have a community where we can come together, we can laugh, we can celebrate, we can sing, we can be silly, and know that there is something that is moving through us. Whoa, that Spirit of God is moving, and it is moving right here at Seaside right now. And to take us deeper into that whoa is a wonderful practitioner by the name of Brian Atkins.
Please join me in a moment of silence. And I know that God is all there is. And God is right here, right this very moment, expressing itself through each of us here at Seaside. And this morning, as we celebrate the wonderful joy and fun-filled rock of the 80s, God is right there in the midst of it. And each of us is that divine expression of God. Like the colors of the rainbow, each of us is our own unique form of expression of God. And I give thanks in advance in knowing that each of us here today receives exactly that which we are here for. As the words flow forth from Reverend Christian Sorensen's lips, each of us is touched. Each of us receives that shift. And we, in turn, go out into the world and touch others. And consciousness expands throughout the world. And so I simply turn this time over to the hands of God and know that it is perfect. And so it is.
The sun is slowly sinking down, and the moon is surely rising, and this old world keeps spinning all around, and I still love you.
So close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's all right. I don't know no love songs, and I can't sing the blues anymore.
But I can sing this song, and you sing this song, and we can sing this song all alone. It won't be long before another day. We're gonna have a good time, and nobody's gonna take that time away. You can stay as long as you like, so close your eyes. You can close your eyes, it's alright. I don't know no love songs, and I can't sing the blues anymore, but I can sing this song, and you can sing this song, and we can sing this song all along.
Beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Fran and Carl, for singing us in so beautifully, and Practitioner Brian Atkins for praying us in so sacredly. Thank you. Good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Tillotson, and I get to welcome you if you are new to Seaside. So if this is your first, second, or third time at Seaside, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very, very much for coming and sharing your light with us today. We have a special gift for you in the back, so if you please take a flower and a bag. It has all kinds of goodies and coupons for the bookstore, and we just want to celebrate you coming to celebrate with us on this day when we actually are celebrating the 80s. And woo, it seems as, I don't know, what are they going to call this? The 10s in a few years? I don't know. I was just thinking about that, you know. Anyway, the 80s, I actually found this teaching in 1982 in Napa, and the 80s were quite transformational to me. And this philosophy and faith and way of life is actually headquartered in Golden, Colorado, and it takes all of the ancient and modern wisdom of the world and puts it together in a way that applies to everyday life in a spiritual way, not only for our own transformation, but for the transformation of the world. So thank you very, very, very much for being here and being a part of it. And our organization has been going to this amazing retreat center up near Monterey for 61 years. Reverend Catherine and I just got back from it last week, and it's my 31st year there. And it's an amazing place where we actually panel all of the ministers who have gone through our Holmes Institute here in San Diego and all of the Holmes Institute branches in the country. Reverend Catherine's the dean here, and I'm the distance dean, and we got to celebrate 21 new ministers, including one from Puerto Rico. They all passed their panels, and thanks to you and your support, they are now out in the world. And I also have from the online program that you all morally support, and the amazing practitioners here support by volunteering to assist them. They all passed their panels too, and now we have 69 practitioners in 6 countries in the world. So thanks to the practitioners, and thanks to you, and give yourselves a hand. So I just had to say that because I'm so excited about what we have all wrought together. And the reading for today is from Dr. Christian's book, Joyous Living Journal. It's There Will Be a Splash. Epictetus says, "We are not troubled by things, but by the opinions which we have of things." And Dr. Christian tells this story. My son Trevor and I had been enjoying canoeing on our lake one fall afternoon in Montana. Canoes are far more tipsy in the water than the flat-bottoms boats, but we had developed a good routine for getting in and out of the canoe from the dock without too much rocking and rolling. But no matter how good your practice might be, the next time you do it, you have to get it right. The laws of balance and the gravitational pull do not remember the last time. Their operations are always in the now. One cold fall afternoon, Trevor felt he could jump in with no regard for balance, and the next thing we both knew, the canoe was rolling over, and we were both rapidly swimming for the dock in the ice-cold lake. And of course, being the responsible and dripping wet dad, I got to fish the canoe out of the water while Trevor stripped off his wet clothes and ran naked and screaming through the woods, heading for the warmth of the home. Can you just see that picture? Dr. Christian chasing Trevor through. Anyway, you can't fool the balance of nature. You can't fool the balance in your life. One of the top desires I hear in counseling is how much people want balance back in their world. When one side is overburdened for too long, there will be a splash. You will roll. It's law. You can consciously choose to bring your life back into equilibrium, or nature will help you by dumping you. It's true at the individual level, at the corporate level, and the national level. It's no large or small when dealing with the universal principles of truth. Thank you for that story, Dr. Christian. So let's take these ideas into prayer and joy and light and love. So just going to that place where I absolutely know there is only God, there is only that power, that presence, that light, that love, that wisdom, that balance, that it doesn't matter what one calls it, but I call it God, and it's that power of the universe that manifests itself through all of its creation, from the tiniest atom to the farthest galaxy. It is all love, it is all light, it is all wisdom, it is all balance. It is all getting over the splashes and transcending those splashes, because there is no place where God is not. It is all that light and love of spirit. And that is who I am right here and right now, and each beautiful one here is. That light, that love, that equilibrium, that balance of God right here and right now in this sacred space, celebrating that light and that love of who each one is. And I am absolutely knowing for this sacred time together that out of this time together, that equilibrium of spirit just allows the splashes to be transcended and enjoyed and laughed at, because it's all God and it's all good anyway. And so I'm just so grateful for this time together. I gratefully accept this light, this love, this transcendence of the splashes and this equilibrium that is the truth of this sacred time together right here and right now, as I release this word to the law, absolutely knowing that it is now done in perfect joy and bliss and celebration and balance. And so it is. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? I can't hear myself, Matthew, in this thing. There's something going on. I don't know. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Because, you know, I got a headband on in this wig, and it's very hard to hear. I'm telling you. I want to thank everybody that went with me on this project, and I want to thank the band, and I want to thank our new drummer, Mr. Paul Kimbarrow's with us, Mr. Lynn Willard, made some charts, and our fabulous funky guitar player, mystery man, Jimmy Woodard, okay? Tom Bishop on the bass. We cannot survive without these guys. Wait till you see what's coming up next. Mary Murphy Huber, Ariana Del Rigo, Martha Kahn, Melissa Spiegler, Kathy Funk, and Chloe Ann Richardson. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the so long. I've been working too hard, I've been waiting too long. Sometimes I don't know what I will find. I only know it's a matter of time when you love someone. Yeah, when you love someone, it feels so right, so warm and true. I need to know if you feel it too. Maybe I'm wrong. Won't you tell me if I'm coming on too strong? This heart of mine's been hurt before. This time I wanna be sure. I've been waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. I've been waiting for a girl like you with a love is alive. I've been waiting for someone to make me feel alive. I'm waiting for a girl like you to come into my life. I've been Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, a big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, man, to take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Come on! We will rock you. Everybody, we will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. Everybody, we will rock you. One more time. We will rock you.
Seaside rock! Yes, sir! Carl, Fran, the wonderful ensemble! Oh, my goodness! Seaside knows how to rock it, for sure! Hey, hey! What other spiritual community can you have this kind of experience during the teens of it? Right, Fran, great job with that. Way to put together, Fran leading up our artistic department. Fabulous. Guys in the band stepping up. You ladies are terrific and beautiful, and oh my goodness. Oh wow, look what you guys have created here. Seaside definitely knows how to have fun with spirit. Oh yeah, that's true. And so this morning's message, metaphysical interpretation of Rock of Ages. And as I sat there, what am I going to do with that one? Yeah, it's like, but then I realized, 80s, that was the era of, flash dance and off the shoulders, big earrings, Dynasty, big shoulders, bit poofy hair, Miami Vice. It's like still in my closet, actually. It wasn't that long ago. But what I did realize is all the really emphasis of our plays are in this one story, Les Miserables. This story is filled with pain and wicked. Things aren't quite what they appear to be. And Billy Elliot, the prejudice that people hold. And last week's story you guys loved, the dark side. I didn't recognize there was so much lurking below the surface. But that's why we can have so much fun rocking out at Seaside, because it's not that far below the surface. But anyway, let me set the stage for you. Here it is. It's 1987, Hollywood, California, Sunset Strip, the Bourbon Room, the heart of the rock and roll on the Strip. And the owner, Dennis Dupree, and his cohort and buddy who helps run the place, Lonnie, is the storyteller. And so the story begins with Sherry Christian. You know the song, Sister Christian? Anyway, it starts with her coming, the small town girl from Poa, Kansas, coming to the big city. It's like she gets off the bus on the Sunset Strip at night. Her eyes are huge. Here is everything that she has seen in the movies. She is excited. She is thrilled. She is vulnerable. 5 minutes walk down the strip, somebody grabs her suitcase and runs off, and she has now been robbed. And it's like, welcome to Hollywood. But I mean, come on, walk in Target, but you hear the stories of people walking down the street with their suitcase. It's like, hit me. And they did. And so, but you know what sometimes happens in our life is that when you have a tough experience, when there's a difficulty or heartache or a challenge, it could be the catalyst. It could be the launch to something greater. She was left in front of the Bourbon Room, and she wanders on in, and our young rock hero, who's aspiring to be a rock god and star, and here she is coming to Hollywood to live her dreams, they hook up. And the busboy there gets her a job because the waitress had just quit, and the place was going off the Richter scale, and there was just excitement going on in this room. And on the side of the activity on the Sunset Strip, there's another meeting going on. And this is, hello. Never know. I mean, see, he's in disguise. I can't even get on his case later for that. It's like, who was that guy? Or girl, or what? Anyway. So here it is, in the mayor's office. We've got a couple developers. You've got Hertz Kleinman and his son Franz, a couple of German developers. And they're talking to the mayor and said, Mayor, let's clean up the strip. Let us get rid of that, sex, drugs, and rock and roll culture and give them some clean living. And the mayor, who's getting a little nookie on the side other than from his wife, which storyline I probably should not go down in our town right now, right? So I'll stop right there. But how perfect, it's wicked. It's like a little bit more than meets the eyes, Anyway, but from the Billy Elliot perspective, the prejudice, that's the wrong lifestyle. Says who? It's not your lifestyle, but it doesn't make it's wrong. But the developer's saying, let's clean that up. I'll tell you what, let's move it forward. And there's an agreement. And so they are now going to start rebuilding the strip, and they're going to demolish the Bourbon Room. And they're going to take off the head of the snake. They're going to really get the prime spot where all of that life and vitality and energy and rock and roll is going on. And so they begin, and all of a sudden the city planner, Regina, she doesn't want it. It said, this city's been built on rock and roll. Could actually be a song, right? Actually all the music this morning is from the play. And so she's out there in the picket line and says, we built this town on rock and roll. We're not going to take it anymore. And then on the other side, you got the developers going, we're not going to take it. And you got the city saying, singing that song, we're not going to take it anymore. And you've got this fight that is going on. And here's Dennis Dupree, the owner of the Bourbon Room. So what am I going to do? I got to get some money and get my deed back. And so he calls in his longtime buddy, who is now a rock hero, by the name of Stacy Jacks and his band Arsenal. They're breaking up. Come do your last show here. Help us raise the money. Save the strip. I mean, that is, you can leave this legacy. And so he talks this guy out, who's the epitome of the stereotypical rock star, who is living the sex, drugs, and rock and roll and leaving a wake of damage behind him as he is moving through the world. Yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah, that's Rick. He lived that lifestyle, but he never told Tammy, just his minister. So I can't, that's why we're not doing 60s. So anyways, Sherry, the small town girl with the small town Drew, busboy, they're off in the Hollywood Hills having a picnic overlooking the romantic scenery of the city. Probably been up on Mulholland. And it's like the magic is happening. Star-covered night, clear before smog. And it was just... overlooking just the magic, and the magic that happens between two young kids was going on, and Drew a little bit nervous, his new kind of feelings. He just said, "You know what? We're just friends." And it's like both of them are very disappointed by that statement. Just friends. It's like talk about a buzzkill. Boom. There went like all the magic that possibly could have happened in that moment. And they go back to the club, and the lead-up band for Stacy Jacks backed out, and they needed a band at the last minute. And so here's Drew, who's been wanting to live his dream in town to be this rock and roll star, says, "I can do it." He pulls his band, and they do the lead in for the Stacy Jacks. And Stacy Jacks comes into the bourbon room, and you've got this small town girl who's just been dumped by a guy she never actually got going with. And you might remember when you were a kid and you first had those feelings for someone that just kind of turns you on. It's like, and you didn't know what to do with it and say. It's like the lack of communication. Well, for some guys they never learn. And but anyway, so here she is. In walks this charismatic, bigger than life, rock hero, just oozing with the magnetism that comes. She's, hasn't hooked up with anybody, so they kind of hook up. They don't kind of, they do. And Drew, as he's going on stage, sees it, and he is just devastated. It's like, how could she do that to me? Anybody ever just been like, just hurt because of lack of communication or poor communication, or you didn't express what it is you needed to express? You weren't in that moment. You're trying to make things happen. When we work with God, we try to get God to show up as me, forgetting that as soon as there's a me, we got duality going on, trying to get God to do it my way as opposed to being Spirit expressing. Well, all of a sudden, Spirit was expressing, but not in his way. And so... But Drew just nails it. And Stacy Jacks' producers in the audience, he just signs him on the spot to a record deal right there. You're the next rock star of the world. This guy's going down anyway. There's like, his band's breaking up. I want you. And so he's huge. And when Stacy Jacks and Sherry are done, Stacy Jacks tells Dennis Dupree, the owner, who, he's doing a deal, says, "Get rid of her now. Fire her. I'm done with her. Done." That's the wake of damage I was talking about. And Sherry's devastated. And she goes to Drew. Drew doesn't want anything to do with her. What he just saw was not, things are not always as they appear, but they weren't good. And so she's out on the streets, the Sunset Strip. She no longer has employment, no money, no work, doesn't know what to do. And she's taken in to the Venus Club, a gentleman's club, if you would. And she becomes a dancer there. And Drew, as he's working with the producer, things aren't quite going in the rock way in which they wanted it to go. And he is being directed into like being in a boy band. Well, for a rock and roll guy to be in a boy band, that's about as low as you can get. And so he's not feeling good. He's feeling down. We've got the city at the Bourbon Club fighting each other. You got Regina trying to stop the developer. She's not feeling. Dupree is not feeling good that his club is going to be demolished. This is like Les Miserables all over again in our modern day version. Nobody is feeling good about what is going on other than the developers. They're feeling pretty good. It's all about good Christian lifestyle, healthy, clean lifestyle. Ball. It is about cash in their pockets. And so what begins to happen, though, in these picket lines is that the son, Franz, is kind of taking a liking for Regina on the other side. And so they kind of hook up themselves. It's Sunset, Hollywood, it's the way. And she says, you know what? Because he's starting to see the way of his dad. Somebody outside of the protective bubble. You ever been like controlled with your thinking or your belief systems? You're told this is the way you're to believe, and you step outside. She said, if you don't really support what it is your dad is doing, maybe it's time for you to stand up to him. Remember that first time you stood up to your parent? Yeah. Or that relationship? Or something that just wasn't right, but you had been going along with it, where you began to claim your power and say, yes, I'm not going to take it anymore. Well, that was a song too. I'm not going to take it anymore. And he goes to his dad and says, Dad, you know what? I want to open up a confection store in Germany. I'll go back home. And he goes, what are you talking about? And so he leaves, and Dad is just devastated. It's like, what's going on here? Regina comes and says, you know what? Your son, he doesn't hate you. He just wanted his dad to support his dream. His dad sits there with that one, feeling this love inside of him. And so what we have in the story here is we got Regina and Franz getting into relationship. We have got Sherry not feeling good about who she is doing and walking down the strip, and runs into our little young rock hero, Drew, who's not feeling good about doing what it is he's doing. They see each other, and she says, I'm embarrassed by what it is I do. And he says, you're embarrassed. Look at me. I'm in a boy band. He says, yeah, you win. So we got Fran and Regina. We have got Drew and Sherry. Oh, and then we have got Dennis, the owner of the Bourbon Room, hooking up with his best buddy, Lonnie. And they're singing these feelings I can't hide anymore to each other. It's like these two guys just expressing their love and hooking up in ways that are just so perfect for West Hollywood. And here, and anywhere one chooses to be able to express their love. And so you've got the excitement, and it's in that moment that there is a life, there's a possibility that is going on. And it's in that moment that one becomes alive, that you become invigorated. People begin to die when they turn themselves off and they don't live. One doesn't die to become immortal. One is immortal when they have chosen to live and to express themselves and to express love and to live in love and to come out from under the shadow of that which you have been hiding, to find the ability to communicate and to express and to move beyond the bubble or the prejudice or your pride of being, and to know that the way things appear, that it may not be that way. There may be something greater there, but I have to be willing to move out of my pain. I have to be willing to give up my story and know that with God, all things are possible. Get myself out of the way and know that in the 11th hour, I don't have to give up. In that 12th hour, I don't have to give up. These kids and this whole story is about dreams. It is about loving those dreams. It is about having the courage to go for it. Remember when you were their age, before, like 20 or before, and you went for it and you didn't know how you were going to make it. You didn't have the funding. You didn't have the business proposal. You didn't have the how-to, but you had a dream, a drive, a desire. You had a passion. You had God moving through you. That is still in you. It hasn't gone anywhere. And you're the one who gets to turn it on, because with that, miracles begin to happen. All of a sudden, Hertz is devastated about his son, and he decides that he's going to fund his son Franz's candy store in Germany. And he's going to give the deed back to the Bourbon Room. And things are moving wonderfully, except for Drew. Because Sherry is getting on that midnight bus to, that's another song. And in walks Lonnie, our narrator. And Drew is now a pizza boy, delivery boy, which is probably worse than singing in a boys' band. Not that there's anything wrong with that, excuse me, and get my prejudice out of the way. And he says, this is miserable. I'm not a rock star. I didn't get the girl. My life is not working. What Lonnie says is, it is miserable, les miserables, because we're all characters in a musical. And the book writer wrote it this way. But I'll tell you what, Drew, you are the dramatic conjurer of this story. And that if you want a happy ending, then you go get that girl. And it's like, wow. This is your story in life, and you are the conjurer of your story. And if you want a happy ending, then you go make it happy. You go get the girl or the guy or the dream. It comes down to you to do that. And he gets on that midnight bus to Georgia, wherever it was. You know, and it just, they connect, and it's a beautiful thing. And this is where the play and the movie take separate paths. You've got your Hollywood movie happy ending, and then you got your New York East Coast stage ending. Which one do you want? Both. Okay, both. Okay, here's Hollywood. So it ends with Sherry and Drew playing to a sold-out stadium crowd right next to Stacy Jacks, who is hooked up with his wonderful dream girl, and they're in a monogamous relationship, about ready to have a child. And in the audience sits down the mayor's wife, who is this Christian lady fighting them, and in her black leather outfits, fessing up that she had a relationship with Stacy Jacks. So, so not everything is as it appears to be. It's happy, nice ending. Stage version. Bourbon Room is saved from demolition. Stacy Jacks is now a washed-up has-been rock star who has charges of statutory rape against him, and he has escaped to Uruguay to live out the rest of his life. We've got, Dennis, the owner of the Bourbon Room, has passed away, and he has left the Bourbon Room to his buddy Lonnie. And Regina and Franz. Franz is a successful candy store guy in Germany with a long-distance relationship with Regina, who is now the new mayor of West Hollywood. And Drew and Sherry are no longer playing music. They've moved to Glendale and are raising a family. And it ends with Lonnie coming onto the stage saying that you may enter the strip with one dream, and you just may leave with another one. But it's still all rocks. And so, And so Seaside continues to let us know that it all rocks, that we continue to live a life that rocks, that we continue to live a life of our dreams when we have the courage and the conviction to go for it and to not be stopped in the 10th or 11th or even the 12th hour, that you have something inside of you that can transcend any of the blocks that are out there, whether it is the government or whether it is your own impeded fears. There is something in you that is far greater because it is you expressing, and when you can get your littleness out of the way, it will show up, and you'll realize that the dream that is waiting for you to manifest is beyond what it is you started with. God bless you as you do that. I love you.
Hello. One more applause for Dr. Christian. Wasn't that good? We love you. Are you sure you don't want to join the chorus line here? We're going to sing a song from Blondie. Okay. If you feel like dancing, please do. That's right. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, it's not the things you do that tease and hurt me bad, but it's kind of be her man, but I'll wait, my dear, till it's my turn. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, the tide is high and I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one, number one, number one. Every girl wants you to be her man, but I'll wait, my dear, till it's my turn. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no, the tide is high, but I'm holding. Everybody, I'm gonna be your number one, number one, number one, number one. Now the tide is high, the tide is high, and I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one. The tide is high, but I'm holding on. I'm gonna be your number one.
And that is Reverend Fran and the wonderful women of Seaside. Oh, how great, 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 great. Man, you guys had fun with this one, that's for sure. That's it. Do you notice how everybody was singing the songs this morning? We know these songs, huh? We grew up with this one. Anyway, yeah, Reverend Fran, thank you for the wonderful expression. Really, the message of this show is keep on believing. That could even be a song, too. Keep on believing. But it is how the whole thing is. You got to keep believing. And what we have continued to do here at Seaside is believe. We have continued to believe in the vision and the possibilities. We have had fun. We've been silly. We have just truly journeyed together for a quarter of a century to bring us to where we are today. Everyone who's ever walked through our doors has been part of the magic of what this community is. And we are community. We are a spiritual community. We're a spiritual family. We play together. Join us for the picnic as soon as I'm done carrying on here. And just know that there is something that is very special here. And that's because you're part of that. You've made it. And so in the specialness, I see Vivian Chandler. Vivian, it has been over a year since you have been back. One of our practitioners who went down with something physical a year ago, and this is the first time back, and it feels good. You stand as a testimony of believing beyond any of the verdicts that are put out there. So good, and we'll be doing a three-legged race with you when we're done. So anyway. Okay, deal. Anyway, hey, this is a time where we get to unite together in our givingness and the sharing the gift from our heart and our soul and our spirit. As we give, it comes back. It's not why we give. It's just that is how it works. We get to be the activity of spirit in the life at the level in which spirit is coming back into our world. We're dealing with that which is inexhaustible, infinite. You know, it is without limits. And so we are the ones, through our activity, that puts the limit on that which is limitless. And so this is a time where we get to take a look at our consciousness and support Spirit's activity in our work. And what we will find is Spirit supporting its activity as your life, as your work. And so I invite you to listen to your heart and feel the gratitude and the appreciation for what it is we have created and what we are passing on through time together. And so I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward at this time and say, thank you to this wonderful crew that is available and here every week, for us to greet us, to hug us, to love us, to make sure there's a seat for us, to hand out the flowers to those that are walking through the door, and just gracing our presence. And so, as we take our gift from our heart, I just say thank you. I stand in gratitude with truly the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this is a blessed moment where the divine unfolds its graceful support and expression in the world in which we walk. For truly that which is infinite finds expression in this world form through our activity. And I know truly that reservoir that is infinite just is always looking for the channel. And each of us becomes that conduit and that vehicle and that place through which the abundant flow of life moves. And I'm grateful here to be that place that recognizes that the source is divine and that it is not of me or my creation or my employer, but rather I am the avenue through which that which is all things pours forth in ways that are relevant and real. So living with a sense of deep knowledge and security and peace, and knowing that I will be taken care of even in that 11th hour, even in that 12th hour. The miracles and the possibilities are waiting to move beyond the dream that I ever thought was possible, because I have continued to put Spirit first in all things, always, no matter what. My life transforms, the body is healed, and the abundance flows wonderfully. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's with that sense of appreciation that I send forth that which has blessed my life into the world, and so it is. Amen. And together, let us say our affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. From Seaside, great job, man. They're just rocking the house this morning. All right, that's Gregory dancing over there. And we have our board president getting into the spirit of the thing, just holding that abundance. And I stand with a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the love and the magic and the wonder that our community is. A willingness to be outrageous and expressing its joy in life and celebrating spirit. And I know right now that this gift that is given with love, it is received in good stewardship and sent forth back into action, blessing everyone it comes in contact. I am just filled with appreciation for participating in such a joyous expression of life. And so it is. Amen. All right. Carl and Fran, not only were you two wonderful today, but it is your anniversary coming up, and we're surrounded with beautiful flowers today. Thank you for your 30 years of love this week. That's great. Dr. Christina, she told me she got her 80s outfit out of the closet, and she actually wore that then. So, the mini skirt you're wearing. Next week. Great. Thank you. Giving us sound today. Matthew, thank you for your quick fixes along here to help it sound good. It's working. Marv, thank you for giving us the visuals. Appreciate that. Tim, for podcasting it to the world. We'll find out how many people relate to this era in which we are playing. Truly, it is a blessed day, a day of joy and love and excitement for the good that is going on in our community. Hey, guys, we love you. You get to be doing this kind of service in, what is about 20 years. Yeah. 20 years, yeah. We'll be talking about the teens, or the tens, as Dr. Christina calls them. So anyway, lots going on at Seaside. Take a look at the Sunday program. One of the things that is not in there is some of my buddies on the Association of Global New Thought on the third Thursday of every month, which is this Thursday, the 15th, we do something that is a New Thought perspective on the news. And so from 6 to 7, Dr. Michael Beckwith and Wendy Craig Purcell are doing that. It's free. You just log into agnt.com wherever you are, and you can watch it. And every month we've got different players on that. They'll even let me do one along the line somewhere. So also, let's see what's going on. Is Wednesday nights, our wonderful minister, Sunshine Day, is the featured writer in the September magazine under Daily Guide. So every day for the month of September, Sunshine Day wrote the Daily Guide. So I encourage you to pick that up and read that and be part of that. But what I want to do right now is pray, because healing is the thrust of what we are all about here. And it is gives us a chance to get outside and to play. And so I invite you to feel that life force, that energy, that something that has moved through this morning, that moved through the 80s, that has moved through Dr. Ernest Holmes, that moved through all the great religious and spiritual, inspirational leaders of this planet. For truly the blessings and the grace of spirit, when invited in and we step out of the way, what happens is I become that which is. You become that which is Spirit expressing, made manifest in our individual lives. And so in this moment, I choose to feel and sense and just resonate with that joy and that laughter and that music, that vibrancy, that life force, that first cause, that initial thrust, that first breath that brought me into being. And I can just sense that is what I am. And standing in this revelation, just filled with the joy and the jubilation, the truth of being, I speak from the state of awareness, of truth and well-being, knowing that if there is any blockades put up in life, any outside forces that want to demolish that which is of value to me, any bubbles of belief that I have been caught in, any shadows that have not been acknowledged, any prejudices that are denying the grace and the glory of the divine expression and the welcoming, the non-judgmental way of being that can move me from the pain and the difficulty, and know that there's more than meets the eye, that just because it is so in the physical form does not mean it is the truth. And I choose to step into that place of spiritual truth in this moment and feel and sense the movement of that God force, that life, that allness, and know that if anything is denying it, I let it go. Doesn't matter if it's the 11th hour, 12th hour, So, Spirit, all things are possible. As the wrecking ball's coming, Spirit's handing over the deed to your life and saying, you are the conjurer of your world. You are the one who can create the dreams just as long as you keep on believing. You keep on believing. And so if anyone here today has a challenge or difficulty or constraint or a restriction or a discomfort, dis-ease that is grabbing the attention of the body, of the world of form, know that it is a physical fact. But Spirit is not bound by precedent. There's more than meets the eye. And it's in this moment I come to know the more of it all, the infinite of it all, the absolute, and allow that Spirit to move and purge out anything unlike itself, to dissolve, to neutralize, and to obliterate any of those blockades or blocks that are there. And that wrecking ball can be stopped on its final swing before contact. And each of us steps forth into our world at the level in which that dream is, or even greater. For it all rocks. It is all the Spirit knowing itself. And so today, as Seaside continues to celebrate its joy and its life and the children, I know every prayer in our prayer request chest is answered. And for one of our dear staff members who moved away from here a few years ago and Thursday moved on from this world, our beloved Barbara Hart, who helped guide the students in the school ministry, who helped guide Huntington Beach to its Camelot days, who's been assisting up in Washington State right now, has stepped over, and her authoritative expression and her walk through life continues to share her perspective no matter where she is, because the Spirit that she is always. So grateful to know that Seaside continues to be a growing, thriving spiritual community where each of us continues to reflect and do our spiritual work and add to the emerging, growing consciousness of success and thriving and abundance and well-being and living in a world of peace and security and balance. I let go knowing it contributes to the collective consciousness of this city, of this nation, of this planet. And there's a shift going on because of what is taking place here today, now, in this moment. Grateful. Filled with appreciation, thanksgiving. I just let go. It's not my doing. It is what is. It's Spirit made manifest. So I let go here and now. Allow Spirit to have its way. So it is. Amen.
Ooh, there was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I did not know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged and trying to make it through just one more day, you gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what we have to say. Come on, I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. You know there's no more struggle and no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Know that Yes, I'm only here. 1, 2. Yes, I'm only here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I'm only here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Go!
We leave here smiling today. Our affirmation is, my life rocks. Together, my life rocks. Again, my life rocks. One more time, my life rocks. And our song of grace.
Living in love, living in peace, living my life, what I believe, through joys and through fears, in this world I walk, God's grace shines on me, well it shines on us all, we are living in grace, we are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we belong. And it moves through us all. We are living in grace. Oh, we are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in Amen, amen, hallelujah. Go to the party. Youth and Family Day.